Saludos programas and wrestling fans, and welcome to the Bi-Conics podcast channel, AEW Collision After Action Report. I think I'm going to call it that. What do you think?
Okay.
All right. People out there in YouTube land, if you got a better name for what we're doing, please put it down in the comments. Let's start a discussion about it, because I'm still floating ideas out. But anyway, so we have just finished watching tonight's AEW, the June 24th, what's known as the Go Home episode before the Forbidden Door pay-per-view, which is to be held tomorrow night. And there was some good stuff, I would say.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah. One of the things, if you saw our the Rampage review from yesterday, I am very used to the old school of wrestling where if there was a pay-per-view event, the show before the pay-per-view event was just a whole bunch of promos. This show did have promos, but it had a lot of matches as well, which moved along a lot of storyline, and we're going to talk about it.
Yeah.
I'm Adolfo, the nerdy Puerto Rican, and here with me is...
I'm Alice.
Yeah. And, all right, let's talk some wrestling.
Okay.
All right, so the first spot I actually missed, and Alice saw it. Alice, what was the first spot?
So the first spot, I was kind of paying attention. They were mostly yelling about what I believe was the main event.
Uh-huh.
We did see the Guns and the Bullet Club. The highlight of that spot for me was Juice.
Mm-hmm.
I've been calling him my psycho because he's
Juice Robinson.
absolutely unhinged. Excellent, most entertaining part of the open spot there.
He is entertaining.
Very.
He is very entertaining. Yeah. So then the show started, and we got a spot with Tony Schiavone bringing out Chris Jericho and Nero Suzuki, and Jericho had some words for Sting and Darby Allin because they had not chosen their third member, because tomorrow night at the Forbidden Door they are having a trios match, and
he threatened the announcer.
Tell me who
the third person is.
Yeah,
Like he knows.
Yeah, so Jericho took his bat and was threatening Schiavone with harm, because he thought that he knew who Sting and Darby Allin's third was, but they didn't. But Sting and Darby Allin did come out, and they saved Tony Schiavone, and the third for Sting and Darby Allin is Tetsuya Naito.
I don't remember.
Naito. And if I'm destroying the name, I totally apologize. I mean no disrespect. But so that's going to be the third. I mean, cool.
The highlight of that was Jericho's jacket for me.
It
was like shards of mirrors.
And
fabulous.
And matching shoes.
Matching shoes. Yeah.
Yeah, it was that was definitely the highlight for me too.
But they were pushing for the pay-per-view, which is tomorrow, the Forbidden Door.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. So now we have tomorrow it's going to be Chris Jericho, Nero Suzuki, and
the guy with the baby.
Sammy? Yeah, Sammy Guevara.
I did it.
Versus Sting, Darby Allin, and Tetsuya Naito. So there we go. Moving on. Then we had a very weird spot from...
It was weird. It was a little weird.
Redeemer.
I am godless. Okay. Sure.
I mean, okay, you're a big dude, and you're going to yell about... what was it? Not be spoken, but
no, he was yelling about being godless.
Yeah,
and he forsake his beautiful
right. That's
life.
what it is. I forsake this, I forsake that, and yeah. So that was weird, but it was so. That was that. And now we actually get to some wrestling, where we had Swerve Strickland versus Hiroshi Tanahashi. What did you think, Alice?
It was an entertaining match. I thought they were well matched. The beginning of the match was slow for me, but then it got very exciting, especially towards the end. I did think that there were a couple of things that weren't written, that weren't supposed to happen, that happened.
Yep. Did notice some botches.
Yeah, but overall it's still entertaining. I really did enjoy the spot, and I enjoyed Tanahashi's flair for showmanship.
Yep.
Kind of just showing off, I guess, himself, but also the way that he was selling, right? Being hit so much.
Yeah. Yep. It was a very enjoyable match. I did feel I don't know if it was that Tanahashi maybe caught a red eye from Japan and came straight to the ring. Because I know that happens a lot of times, especially when wrestlers are coming from across the world to a location, that they'll basically land and then go to do their wrestling thing. But he seemed a little haggard, I guess you could say. There were some spots when he was outside of the ring. I couldn't tell if it was because he was injured or tired, but he just kind of seemed.
Swerve seemed to be more put together.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
In comparison.
Exactly. Yeah. But it was a good match. Tanahashi won the match, and then the music kicked on for one MJF. And we had a bit of a video spot from MJF.
That was exciting. I liked that.
Right?
I do. I love hating MJF.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
I got I hate him so much, but it's the kind he's doing a good job.
He
I'm really enjoying hating him.
Yeah, he pretty much he came on and trashed NJPW Wrestling and told Tony, he said that he told Tony Khan that the only way that he was going to be coming on the to Forbidden Door was if they're the first match, because he doesn't want to spend as much time. He wants to spend as little time as he can in Canada.
Well, and he was just trying to also get a rise out of Tanahashi, right? Because he's you're not good enough. You're not worthy of this spot.
Exactly.
Right. That's why I only agreed to do it if you were the first spot, because I don't think you're worth it.
Yep. So I thought it was good promo. Tanahashi just kind of sat in the middle of the ring and took it all in. And that was that spot. So I'm actually in terms of build up, I'm looking forward to the first match of Forbidden Door tomorrow, which is going to be MJF versus Hiroshi Tanahashi. So, and then after that, we had a match that I think you found very enjoyable.
This was my favorite match.
We had Brody King of the House of Black.
I love them. Yeah. I love the House of Black. They're great.
Versus Andrade El Idolo.
Who I also love.
Yeah. So last week, Andrade El Idolo beat Buddy
Matthews.
Buddy Matthews of the House of Black via
submission, wasn't it?
Yep, via submission. And this week, it looked like it was going to be the same thing, but
Buddy showed up and was like, "Ma."
Mm-hmm.
So I do believe Andrade technically won via DQ, right? Because Buddy came in and started beating the crap out of Andrade.
Yep.
But that was so fun.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it was a good match. It was a very exciting match. I love the athleticism, the acrobat that Andrade is, and it was
athleticism.
It was they're really well paired. Even though Brody is 6 inches taller and he's this big hulking person.
Yeah.
It was a really interesting match. I really did like that.
Yeah.
So,
they both move really well. I really liked how Andrade was sporting a shoulder injury, and then Brody was sporting some knee issues, and they were both going at it, which was cool. Again, I can't believe the athleticism in those two big men. Incredible, especially when Andrade does that whole rope thing.
Oh my gosh, when he catches himself on the ropes and then he poses. I'm like, this is just incredible.
It's fantastic. So, but yeah, but he came out and beat up Andrade, and I believe he got the win via DQ. But
and very importantly, most importantly, they walk away with his luchador mask.
Yeah.
So that'll be exciting to see what stories that starts moving forward.
And then they also did the cool thing where just the house went black.
Yes, I love that.
Yeah, that's really cool. That's really cool. So then after that, we did have another spot. We had Christian Cage.
He wouldn't shut up.
He doesn't.
He just kept talking.
Yeah, with Luchasaurus, which is funny because apparently Christian Cage is a native of Toronto, Canada, where Collision was being held tonight. Hello, Toronto, and he was causing some heat.
Yeah.
You know, he was
throwing some fighting words about hockey.
Throwing some fighting words. Yeah. He was saying like. The town breeds losers. He had to leave the town so he could become a champion and succeed, be a champion. And I personally feel that it is sowing the seeds for the breakup of Luchasaurus and Christian Cage.
I was definitely feeling that because there was a lot of things where he would say right? Like I won the championship, and when it was Luchasaurus, right?
Yeah.
So it was like starting to like maybe Luchasaurus is going to want somebody else.
Yeah.
Right? Because he seems to be so focused on himself instead of the partnership that he's supposed to represent.
Right. And Luchasaurus, playing the big, silent, scary character. I couldn't really get a bead on him, like whether he was reacting to Christian Cage and how Christian Cage was.
I think that's part of his deal, though, too.
Right. I the way that Christian Cage was saying what he was saying, I feel that's sowing the seeds for.
Yeah.
It's going to be one of those things that either Luchasaurus realizes Christian Cage has been using him and turns on him, or Luchasaurus will screw up or something like that, and then Christian Cage will drop him. Yeah, will drop him. So
it's going to be one or the other.
Yep.
We'll find out.
Exactly. And then we had, our only women's match of the night, which was the
same as last week.
Oh, that's right. We had Willow Nightingale versus Nyla Rose.
I was very happy to see Willow back again.
Mm-hmm. For night 2 of the women's Owen Hart Memorial Tournament Cup match. Great match. I thought. I really enjoy Willow Nightingale.
She was really entertaining. Yeah. I really loved it, and like how she was like fighting one-armed for a little bit, and still somehow like managed to win the match. Very, very good, I thought.
Yeah, she gets the crowd going. She sells really well.
So well.
And she. Even though she has power, she also has really good athleticism. Because she did some moves that
very cool.
Yeah, that were really cool. So, which Willow Nightingale won, so that was good. But that's not the end, because then the Outcast come out. Ruby Soho, Toni Storm, and the third Outcast I can't remember right now. And they surrounded the ring. Trapping Willow in the ring, and who came out to save the day?
Blue Sky.
Sky Blue.
Sky Blue.
Sky Blue with a steel chair. She had a steel chair.
She didn't use it though. She was kind of threatened with it though.
Yeah. So and then there was really nothing came out of that. Just smack talking, posturing. Willow Nightingale is wrestling Toni Storm tomorrow night for the AEW Women's Championship.
So then it was a little bit of like
so there was a little promo for that, but then we had a spot which you were making your chick patty. Oh. So you kind of missed this. It was Scorpio Sky has returned to AEW.
Oh, he was yelling about something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Meh. Again, one of those spots that I feel they could have left it out and added that time to some
30 extra seconds to
yeah,
someone
right.
else's match.
Yeah, exactly. So
like maybe this next match made it a little bit longer, the Powerhouse one.
Yeah. So then we had Powerhouse Hobbs versus Jeremy Prophet, and it was a squash match.
You blinked and it was over.
Yeah. Powerhouse Hobbs just came out and just wrecked Jeremy Prophet.
Like serves the purpose to make him look super duper strong, which is like great.
Right, exactly.
But, like in terms of entertainment value, I think low.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially because at least the last 3 matches I can think of that I saw Powerhouse Hobbs in, he did the exact same thing. He just went in and steamrolled some jobber and walked out, and it's just kind of like, all right, we need to if we're gonna start pushing Powerhouse Hobbs, which I actually like Powerhouse Hobbs, because he does cut. He does have good stage presence, right? And there was actually another match where I actually saw him wrestle, and he's actually good. But we need to see him wrestle more. So, come on now. Come on, Powerhouse Hobbs. Let's see him wrestle. And that brought us to tonight's main event, which was Rock Hard Juice Robinson and Jay White, the Bullet Club Gold, and the Guns versus Absolute Ricky. That is not his last name. Ricky Starks, Absolute Ricky Starks, and FTR and CM Punk. So.
I'm sorry.
I have my notes on my little thing, but spell check.
Very wrong.
Yeah, spell check.
It's very
lies
fine.
to me. You lied to me. But yeah, Absolute Ricky Starks and FTR and CM Punk versus Bullet Club Gold and the Guns. What did you think?
This was fine. It was better for me than last week's main event. I thought last week's main event fell short. Okay. This main event I thought was better. Again, I'm not getting why they think CM Punk is so good, why he deserves this main spot. And maybe it's because I've missed like his previous history, whatever. But it was good to see him in the ring more often this time.
Yep.
Last week I thought was atrocious. The minimal amount of time he spent in the ring, I thought that was so bad. So this was better. I liked seeing him in the ring more. That was good. I liked seeing FTR again because they were really the VIPs of last week's main event. So they were fun. And like it was good. Not the greasy guy, not Psycho, part of the Bullet Clubs.
Jay White.
Yeah, he ended up getting the pin.
Yes, he did. Yep.
So he won for that, and that was fine. It was kind of boring in the beginning, but at the very end, like absolute chaos ensued, and it was very entertaining and very fun. And you were kind of like, "What even is legal? Who knows?"
Yep.
Right? So even. Like, if you go back and review it, and, like, maybe that pin wasn't, like, the 2 people who were legal in the ring, but who knows? It ended, and they went. The end.
And Ricky Starks started to clean house.
Oh, he was so good.
Yeah.
He was so much fun to watch. So, in my opinion, he's the MVP for this week's main event. He was great fun. I loved him.
And we saw his butt.
Half of it.
We saw a cheek. Anyway.
Trying to pick it out. Someone's pinning him, and he's like, "Oh my god!"
Welcome to wrestling, honey. Things that happen in a live show. You know what I mean?
It's live theater.
It's live theater. But yeah, it was. I thought it was a good match. I really appreciate your thought on CM Punk because I saw CM Punk when back in his WWE days and like when he first started wrestling. So I know the caliber of wrestler he is. So I like CM Punk. Also the character that he plays. But he has been out for 9 months until he came back, last week. But before that, he has been out for 9 months. So it is interesting hearing you saying that you don't understand.
I don't get it.
Yeah, you don't get it.
I don't get it.
Which is very true, because the last 2 matches that CM Punk has been in, he really hasn't shown his potential.
No.
And I
and
feel that
again
this is,
today still,
yeah.
like, I don't think he's shown his potential. Like I said, it was good to see him, but they were beating the crap out of him.
Yeah.
And I didn't see what, in my opinion, was good wrestling.
Right.
Good wrestling. You know, it was okay.
Yeah. Now
I wasn't blown away.
now he does have a singles match tomorrow night in Forbidden Door. So if we get to watch it, then hopefully then you'll get to see him wrestling. But you are, yeah, like I said, you're right. The last 2 times he's been in the ring, he really hasn't shown much. He's shown that he can get the shit kicked out of him, and that he can sell things, which I'm hoping that AEW isn't putting all their money on that aura of CM Punk, because like the announcer said tonight, that he is very divisive. He's very divisive, and a lot of the older fans, they either really love him or they really hate him, but he always brings that attraction. It's like a P.T. Barnum almost. You know how P.T. Barnum is famous for saying even bad publicity is good publicity type deal. CM Punk is like that. Not saying that I don't want to say that he goes out and creates bad publicity because of things, but that's the type of person he is. Whatever publicity he gets, it's big.
It draws attention. It draws money, despite whatever kind of attention it is.
Right. I just hope that AEW actually lets him start wrestling going forward.
I'd like to see it.
Yeah, because I
feel like I haven't.
Yeah, because I would like to. Yeah, I want to be like, yeah, look, that's CM Punk. That's he's a good wrestler. But
I don't believe it right now.
I haven't been able to do that. So, and Bullet Club Gold actually ended up getting the win, as Alice said. Jay Robinson pinned. Was it Ricky?
Yeah.
He pinned Ricky Starks.
He pinned Ricky.
Yep,
and I think that was important because I think they already had beef.
Yes.
Right? Mm-hmm. And so Ricky was really hoping to win. He was actually looked like he was really about to.
Yeah.
He really did. And then Greasy came in and pinned him. So.
Yeah. And it was a clean win, though.
It was a clean win.
It was a clean win.
It was. I'm just calling him Greasy because I don't like him.
Oh yeah, no, I know. But
Psycho and Greasy.
Yeah, but most of the time, or most of the matches that you've seen so far where a heel has won has been because of outside interference.
That's true.
So this
was nice to see a heel win without outside interference.
Yep.
I do like that.
Yeah, exactly. So, and that was Collision for tonight. What did you think overall, my dearest?
It was good. It was good. I liked it.
Okay. Yeah, it was good.
I want more House of Black.
You might have to watch Wednesday Night Dynamite.
Okay.
For House of Black.
All right.
I don't know. Supposedly when Collision came on, they were gonna try to do, I guess, like the WWE Raw and the WWE SmackDown thing, where like certain wrestlers were on Raw, certain wrestlers were on SmackDown, but it kind of seems all like a higgledy-piggledy right now.
All right.
So hopefully you'll get your wish.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll get a triples match.
That would be fun.
Yeah,
then we could see
with
all
House of Black.
The House of Black.
Yeah, and Ella Dolo.
Ooh, maybe Malachi will be on next week.
Yes.
With Ella Dolo.
Yeah.
I would be that. That'd be good.
That'd be cool. They did not find him in the locker room on the floor though. Remember I said they're probably
you're like, oh, it's gonna be on the floor of the locker room.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, they're dragging him back.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it was a good episode. I felt like it was a solid episode prior to the pay-per-view tomorrow. With that said, we will catch you next week good peoples. If you have not, and if you like what you're seeing and you want to see more wrestling contact, please like and subscribe to the Bi-Conics Wrestling Podcast YouTube channel. We also do have our podcast. The Bi-Conics Podcast is an actual podcast that you can find wherever you listen to podcasts. And for AEW Collision Wrap-Up, I am Adolfo de Puerto Rican.
And I'm Alice.
Hablamos luego.